Reporting for Daybreak Online for this Wednesday, I'm Jimmy Dale Abrams. Look at obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Deborah D. Wilson Ballard, age 56, died Monday at her residence. The family will receive friends and celebrate her life at the Ballard home in Sylacauga on Saturday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Mavis Louise Wheeler, age 76, of Sylacauga, is Thursday at 2 o'clock in Curtis & Son North. Burial in the Tallahatchie Cemetery. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 at the North Chapel. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. James D. Vickers, age 61, died in Birmingham on Tuesday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home announcing. Mrs. Wilma Riddle, age 82, of Harpersville, died Tuesday at her residence. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. Outdoor service for Mr. Martin William Hill, age 85, will be today at 1 o'clock in Talladega Springs Cemetery. Mr. Hill died February the 14th at his residence. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Wesley L. Bowden Jr., age 78, of Sylacauga, will be Thursday at 3 o'clock from First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Bowden died Monday, February the 16th at St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham. He owned and operated Bowden Oil Company, incorporated in Sylacauga, for some 60 years. Visitation will be Thursday, 12:30 till 3 at the church, First Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Eddie Daniel Davis, age 57, is today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Burial in Weguffka's First Baptist Church Cemetery. Mr. Davis died February the 13th. Visitation today, 12:30 until 2 o'clock at the funeral home, Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Betty Sonny K. Robertson, age 68, of Weguffka, is today at 11 from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Ms. Robertson died Sunday, February 15th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Graveside service for Sylvia Peters, age 75, of Talladega, is Thursday at 2 from Midway Memory Gardens. The family receiving friends tonight, 5 until 7 at the funeral home, Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega, directing. That's a look at obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Happy birthday today to Joyce Epperson Butler, Alicia Humberger, Mike Shell, and Philip Thornell. A cold Wednesday with the highs only near 40, near record low temperatures tonight with lows in the mid to upper teens. Continued colder tomorrow with sunshine and a high in the low 30s and lows in the upper teens. Low 40s with partly cloudy sky on Friday. Clouds on Saturday, warming to near 60 and maybe mid 60s on Sunday with a chance of thunderstorms. A wind chill advisory in effect from midnight tonight through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's a look at your weather forecast. Turning to local news, a Talladega man is being held on $40,000 bond after being arrested for felony possession of marijuana. According to Talladega Police Chief Jason Busby, Camera Devontae Pickens, age 18, of Summer Street in Talladega, was arrested following a routine traffic stop. Pickens attempted to flee, was also charged with attempting to elude a police officer. Pickens was eventually arrested by the city's K-9 officer. Chief Busby said Pickens' car contained 8 packages of marijuana as well as sandwich bags, a digital scale, and just over $1,000 in cash. Bluebell Creameries is one step further along in its expansion project. Sylacauga City Council last night approved Mayor Doug Murphy signing a storm water drainage and perpetual easement agreement with Bluebell. With Bluebell beginning the expansion process, the creamery will need to ensure its stormwater drainage is expanded to facility expansion, and regular work activity won't be interrupted by overflowing water. Now, the city owns the pond through which drainage from the property travels. Bluebell will pay to expand the pond and return it to the city for unlimited use in the future. The expansion will be overseen by Building Code Enforcement Director Eddie Bentley. And high school basketball, TC Central, one step short of making the Final Four in Birmingham as TC loses to Sacred Heart on the campus of Jacksonville State at Pete Matthews Coliseum last night, losing to Sacred Heart 65-54. The Fighting Tigers had another successful season, one of the top teams in Class 1A, and TC season is over with. They finished with a 24-11 record. That's a look at obituaries, birthdays, weather, and local news. Reporting for Daybreak Online, I'm Jimmy Dale Abrams.